Double feedback. Hello and welcome to the stream. My name is KadexGaming, Twitch stream dedicated to helping you in game and in life. This is episode number 8 of the loading screen. To my top left, you have the Monsterous Rage. To the top right, you have the living emoji, Angry Iceberg. And today we're going to be talking about a slew of topics, including Metal Gear Solid, gaming news, and, well, Destiny Sparrow Racing, of course, because that was the big draw for today.
That was fun.
Yeah, we're gonna give you some in-depth insight on what we can see from Bungie in the future as far as Destiny goes, and just how Sparrow Racing is. So I think we'll go ahead and start off with that, and we'll kick at the monster first.
What do I think of the Sparrow Racing?
What do you think of the Sparrow Racing? What do you think of Destiny's direction in the future?
I think the Sparrow Racing is fantastic. I don't know about you two, but I couldn't stop playing it on cast. I was going to dedicate about an hour and a half to it, and I just ended up playing it the whole time. It's so damn addictive. And for people like me that don't play Destiny all the time, it's a great way for me to level up. I improved my lights quite a bit within, a couple of hours. And I probably wouldn't have spent a couple of hours doing a raid because it's just not my type of gaming when I'm doing Destiny. So I like the inclusion of this. But on the flip side of things, I think the way Destiny is going in terms of DLC being canceled and they're going to be doing these public events is kind of telling people who love Destiny, angry, that they're done with it and they're moving on to Destiny 2. And that sucks for somebody who really loves it because it's kind of, excuse my language, people, but an FU to the big old fan of Destiny, because now they know that there's no more DLC connected to this and they have to just rely on public events. What else? The microtransactions. It's all going to be for cosmetic stuff. It's a way for them to, I guess, generate some revenue when they're giving out these free events. But it doesn't help you in any way. So it's completely cosmetic. And don't waste your money. Use your money on other things. But that's a problem. That's a problem because there's going to be a lot of people that are like, well, that doesn't help my character at all. Why am I going to throw them $5 for this color change of my character or this new speed racer? It's stupid. I'm a fan of the free content, but for a big fan of the game, I could see this pissing off a lot of people.
Right.
That's what I have to say.
Okay, well, let me start. Yes. Sparrow Racing is amazing. What it really reminded me of was old Wipeout, like the old Wipeout games, like in the first. And that's what I love about it. It has a very similar feel to it. It's very fast. You really have to learn how to control your Sparrow, and it really, the mechanics of it feels just very satisfying. You can, if you hit the right combination of buttons, or how you make that turn just right, and you just take off, without losing very much momentum, and you hit your boost gates and everything. It is very satisfying. But at the same time, it can be very frustrating when you're right, especially at the beginning when people are bumping you off, and you're just like, what the hell? I mean, I feel like I'm a light as a feather or something because I'm just getting pushed around and I can't, do anything. It's frustrating. But it's still a very addictive, a lot of fun. And, but it's really, as far as the way the direction of Destiny, I don't think that, there's still going to be a reasonable amount of content coming for this during this year of Destiny. Now, Destiny 2 is still just a continuation of this game. So, like, that's how I see it, is that this is on a 10-year development cycle. Destiny 2 is just like what Taken King was to vanilla Destiny. It's still going to be, very much the same game. We're not going to be left behind in any way. So there's still lots of content still going to be coming out within the next, 6 to 8 months. So I'm not really worried about it. I still having a lot of fun with what we're getting. Now we got Trials every weekend. We're going to have Iron Banner once a month. I think what's going to happen with the Sparrow Racing League is going to be a once a month thing, just like Iron Banner. And then if they rotate something else in there, I mean, there's going to be plenty of content. And, they're releasing some of the year one weapons again. There's no doubt going to be more, different weapons coming our way, the rest of year two. And, ultimately, I mean, this is the same kind of phase that it went through last year. It's just last year we knew what was coming. Okay. But also with the cosmetic items or the microtransactions, it's one of those things that it's more for fun. Like, I understand if people don't like microtransactions, but goddamn, I love my jump on it emote. Man, we were having so much fun with that today. And I had it playing in the stream, the song playing in the stream, and we were sitting there like synced up to the music while we were dancing around. It was so much fun. And we talked about having a rule where if somebody plays a song in the stream, everybody has to stop and dance, with that dance. It's so much fun, man. And that's really where a lot of the cosmetic items are, is more the emotes. And there's some of the stuff with the Sparrow Racing League, but the thing about it, which was nice with the Sparrow Racing League, is that those sparrows you'll be able to keep. Those horns are really cool, and so I don't have a problem with it. I spent some money on that stuff today, and I do not regret it. I mean, I think the content's great. This patch so far, I'm really enjoying the patch that they just released today. But again, time will tell. Time will always tell.
And you can always jump onto Destiny 2 when it comes out if things go.
No, I will be there. That's the thing, is that everybody's going to move from this to Destiny 2.
For sure.
Right.
Or however they call it. It might not even call it Destiny 2. It's just year 3 of Destiny. It's just more, add-on content. It's just not going to be, I mean, from what I hear, they're not going to support last gen. So.
Well, with year 2 of Destiny, I don't think that they support last gen. That would be a complete and utter mistake. If I see Destiny 2 on PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, that's just going to hamstring the game because it's already for last gen, and the game's hamstring in that regard as it is. Now, as far as Sparrow Racing, I've had a blast with it. I mean, I've had a general blast with it. I felt like I was playing Mario Kart the entire time. And as far as the let me talk about Sparrow Racing a little bit more. I like the way that if you're in first, the boost gates are smaller, and if you're towards the back of the packs, they're a lot larger, so where that kind of helps you rubber band towards the front. I like that aspect a lot. The handling seems great. The 2 maps that we do have seem great, and it's just a whole lot of fun. Microtransactions, yes, they're all cosmetic. You don't have to buy anything, but there is something that you probably do want to buy. Now, usually I wouldn't say hey, you have to go out and buy something microtransaction-y, but the record book, it's for sale in the Eververse store for 1,000 silver, and you get basically bounties for racing. And I highly suggest buying that because there's gear you can win in there. There's sparrows you can win in there. Shaders you can win in there. It's actually packed full of content, but it's skill-based. So you have to be, progressing in the game and whatnot in order to unlock all these things. I do believe that the quest line was really short. I played it for about 6 hours today, and I'm already done with the quests. But I did burn through the content like a console player burning through anything, because we're horrible at playing video games because we always want the shortest route possible, and we burn through all the content too fast.
Well,
I'm guilty of that
too. That's the other thing. You've got the time to just plow through a game.
Yeah, I'm guilty of that because I plowed through Sparrow Racing League in roughly about 5 to 6 hours. My book is already 60% complete. I'm done with the quests. There's really not too much for me to do that's left.
You got to realize that quest, I mean, it's just a short thing, but that's not the end of the content. The content is actually playing doing the racing. I mean, it's just like playing a sports game. you can still continue to play the sports game. It's really just about, and also, well, the bounties too. You're going to have daily bounties. You're going to want to go back and do those daily bounties, to increase your rep, and stuff like that. So just that one quest line, it's short, but again, like you said, you plowed through it, and I'm still working on mine. I mean, I'm having a hell of a time getting that last damn win. So I always get screwed out of it.
That last lap.
Man. I mean, I think the quest line's fine. The bounties are fine. This is a short-term event anyway, and it's meant just to be a distraction. It's just meant to be a side piece for Destiny, and that's all it is. Something different to do. And people have been asking for it for a long time. And I mean, I think they hit it out of the park with this one. I mean, there might be some improvements they could be making to a little bit of the, like you say, the rubber banding. Like I just played a match where a guy ran into he was in first. He ran into the fan blade. I passed him as he did it, and all of a sudden he's next to me, pushing me out of the gate, like almost instantly. I'm like, how in the hell does that happen? You should be penalized for getting destroyed.
Be warped right beside the person.
Yeah, and so there's some things they'll have to iron out, but that's what this is. This is more or less a trial, and they're not guaranteeing they're going to bring it back. They say if people like it, then they'll bring it back, which I think they will, because I think people like it. But it was never guaranteed to be, to come back. So
no, I agree. And to bring up one last thing with it is the fact that we've all experienced it, and the three of us are saying it's great. It's a lot of fun. And we all come from different, like levels of playing that game. Angry, you are dedicated to Destiny. You love it. Yeah, live it. Yeah, breathe it.
That's all I do. Yep.
And Kadex, you tend to play Destiny, at least once or twice a week. Whereas me, I might jump into Destiny maybe once every 3 or 4 weeks. So to grab all of those different audiences and have them all say this is fantastic, that's a good thing.
Yeah. It truly is, and it is very refreshing to have something so new and innovative inside of Destiny, where the main objective is not shooting something. The main objective is to be the fastest on a sparrow, which everybody's kind of been clamoring for, sparrow races and whatnot, and we got a little bit of a hint of one whenever the Taken King released, and you had those checkpoints they had to run around to and fill up your energy and whatnot. We kind of got a hint of sparrow racing there because you could use your sparrow to do so. But it's a whole lot of fun. I feel like I'm playing Mario Kart every time I'm playing, Sparrow Racing League, and it's just plain fun. The little tricks you can do to refill your fuel. It's frustrating whenever you get beaten by 5 1,000ths of a second, which has happened to me 2 or 3 times. I get RKO'd out of nowhere. It's horrible, but
you keep going back to it.
It's so frustrating, but yeah, it's not frustrating enough for me to quit playing it.
No, exactly.
It's the kind of frustrating, like, man, crap. I want to play it. I want to play it, and you hate yourself for it sometimes, but you got to play it, and that's how I feel. And it's not even 24 hours that this thing's been released. Now, do I think that the whole Sparrow Racing League should last 3 weeks? No, not really. I think it might be better suited for a week-long event in the future. I think 3 weeks is a little bit too expansive, seeing as though I'm already done with the quest and it's day 1.
And there's 2 races.
There's 2 maps, yeah. But they're going to release maps on the moon, on Earth,
but
possibly
if they're gonna do 3 weeks. They need to have more than 2.
Possibly even a Dreadnought map. We don't know. You can't run your Sparrow on the Dreadnought, so I don't know how that would work. But who knows? They might figure something out to do with that.
Yeah, I mean, they might surprise us, in the coming weeks. Say, hey, we got another track for you, but. I mean, like I said, this is really just a trial, and so I mean, it's just a distraction. People will play through it through the remainder of the month, and I don't think anybody's going to be too worried about it. People are going to get good at these 2 tracks, and I think they're going to be happy with it because there's going to be competition. It's going to be fast paced, and I mean, it's really more just a demo, really. So,
Yeah, it's basically testing the waters. I think this 3-week period is basically to see what kind of engagement it's going to get, and how much players are going to interact with the content. Because you have, everybody's tried it out today. Everybody that plays Destiny on a regular basis did some sparrow racing today, let's be honest. And they're going to track and see how much longevity it has. I think the 3-week period is more along the lines of, okay, we're going to open up for 3 weeks. We're going to see how long players are interacting with it before they drop it. And then they're going to basically release it in the future at that length. They'll be like, okay, well, people played it for, 4 or 5 days. Okay, we'll make a 4-day event next time, where it's Sparrow Racing, 4-day event. We'll add a new track to it. There you go. And then they'll keep adding tracks here and there, or switching out tracks.
Yeah, well, honestly, I think it's just going to be just like Iron Banner. It's going to be once a month. It's going to be a week-long thing, just like Iron Banner. And people, the reason why you can't do it just 2 or 3 days or 3 or 4 days is because some people can't play during the week. Some people can't play on the weekend. So it's going to allow everybody to get a chance to play it. So I think that's what the direction is going to be. It's going to be once a month, and that'll get people excited for it, just like people get excited for Iron Banner now. If Iron Banner was a thing every week, nobody would care, and so, and that's the thing about trials too. It's not all week. It's just on the weekends, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. It's not all week, and so people, don't get too burnt out on. It's not the only content that they're playing. So
right, and we're going to get like the slow trickle of content. They've already said that they're going to be bringing new exotics from year 1 into year 2. Everybody's kind of hinting at a Gallowhorn release in the next few months.
That's not going to happen.
I don't think it's going to happen either, but,
I think we've seen the last of Gallowhorn. We've seen the last of Icebreaker, unfortunately. I'd be highly surprised they brought those two guns back.
Yeah, I think the Gallowhorn signifies like the end of year 1, and if they brought it to year 2, it would be a crying shame. But that's what a lot of articles are stating, that we'll probably see that maybe in the spring or summertime. I always carry my Gallowhorn into raids, just to have it with me.
The only thing I could see is them bringing back you make it a year 2 Gallowhorn is because they're in panic mode.
Yeah,
the only thing is that they want to bring something back that people are excited about, and people will bring people back to Destiny. But other than that, I don't see them bringing the Gallowhorn back. And really, honestly, I don't really miss it. I mean, it's a great gun, and it was in year 1, but right now, I hardly ever use my heavy in the raid.
Right.
I don't. I do for a few ad kills, but you don't use it against Oryx.
No.
You don't use it against the Sisters. You can. I mean, it helps. I mean, it's basically you're using your sniper rifle a lot. For a lot of the, like for Golgoroth, for your Black Spindle. For me, my Black Spindle, we're using against Golgoroth through the War Priest. For the Sisters, you're using your Touch of Malice. For Oryx, you're using your Touch of Malice.
Yeah.
So the heavy weapons isn't as highly used as it was in the first 2 raids. So again, it's not that big of a deal to me. Plus, now, I spent most of year 1 without one. So
now, how do you guys feel about like Destiny's plan of the slow trickle of constant new events instead of DLC? How do you guys feel that it's going to impact the longevity until we do see Destiny 2?
I think it's fine. I mean, really, like I said, if people are going to find something to complain about no matter what. Now, whether it's paid DLC, they're going to complain about, oh, you shouldn't charge me $20 for whatever, these 4 maps in Call of Duty, whatever it is. You shouldn't. Or they're going to be complaining. It's like, well, you're not releasing enough new content to us, or enough big content. We need a new raid. Now, I see them coming out with something equivalent to a raid before the next major release, which would be considered Destiny 2 or whatever happens next fall. They've got to. I mean, there has to be something, some major thing that they're going to release. And again, they haven't really talked a lot about what their plans are, and that's what everybody was really excited about for the PlayStation experience, because they knew they were hearing that there was going to be a Bungie announcement. So as we start getting into, the early 2016, hopefully we'll hear some more. But, I'm not really worried about it. I'm happy with what we got right now. But yes, there needs to be more content on the way. And if it's slow trickle releases, that's fine, because it's constantly giving me something to do, something to add on to, and so it keeps people coming back on a regular basis. Whereas, some people will come back for the big release and then they're gone in a few weeks after they've completed it, right. So.
Anything else, Monsters?
Yeah, no, I think it's all right. I mean, nobody's going to have to pay for these little small events that happen all the time. So for somebody who has put a lot of money, both of you as myself have bought Destiny when it first came out. So, now people have the ability to buy Destiny as a package with the Taken King included. But people like us spent that extra money towards it. So, it might be a way of Bungie saying, guys, we know you've put a lot of money into this, and this is a way to, alleviate having to pay that. But if you want to, look better, here's some microtransaction stuff that you can buy. Will it carry on until Destiny 2? I think the core group, yes. For me, it won't matter as much. It really won't. I probably will go back into it when it goes back to the Sparrow racing, but when it goes to the other events, to be quite honest, as a variety gamer, there's not enough interest for me to just jump in and do that for a 4-hour stretch. So I will check it out periodically throughout the course, and I'm glad that Angry Iceberg plays it, because he can just give me the heads up and say, hey, you got to try this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, new things coming.
He can give you a 411. I'm hesitant to say that I will be playing Destiny every month, because I don't think that there's going to be events that grab my attention every month. But like Monsterous Rage said, I am going to pop in whenever they have Sparrow racing, or if they, add new strikes or a new raid or things like that. I'll be popping in for that. But as far as the content without the Sparrow racing or new raid, challenge mode doesn't interest me very much. Traditional PvP like Iron Banner trials, that doesn't really interest me that much. So I'm more of a PvE story player. And since I've gone through the story with 3 characters, I consider myself almost done. But that's just me, because I'm not a completionist like Angry Iceberg is. He can go there and every day find something new to play, find something new to perfect, and get new gear and whatnot. Yeah, all hail the Iceberg when it comes to that, because that's just not how I'm built. As far as a gamer goes, I like to experience new things constantly. I have ADHD that way. And for that, I will switch to new content and new things with PlayStation VR. Now, PlayStation VR had a interesting launch from PlayStation Experience. If you guys haven't watched PlayStation Experience, you can watch it on YouTube. I'm just going to be covering some of the points here today. The only 3 things I really need to say is the demonstration failed. 100 foot robot golf and zombie taxis. Now,
Job simulator.
Yeah.
Come on.
Now,
Job simulator.
The only serious game that I would attempt to play from the VR showcase at PlayStation Experience would be Ace Combat 7. But I feel as a whole that PlayStation has pretty much just shut down serious gaming for PlayStation VR, because it looks like a complete gimmick at this point.
Yeah.
Now, will I buy it? Probably not, because I was going to buy it before PlayStation Experience. Then they had an entire lineup of gimmicks. One good thing at the very end that got about 45 seconds of airtime, and that is it. How do you guys feel about PlayStation VR, and what do you think it's going to be like?
Angry, would you like to go first?
Well, we talked about this a little bit last week, but some of the games that some of the things that they brought out during the PlayStation experience, and the ones that I saw, I was not super excited about. I mean, yeah, you're right. Ace Combat. I mean, that was kind of one of the things that we decided, okay, this is what's going to work with this technology. This is the sort of direction they're going to probably take. But when I saw them doing Job Simulator, oh man, I got so excited. That's so what I want to do when I come home, is I want to escape my job by coming home and playing a job. No, thank you. I mean, no, that's not what I would buy that technology for. It's not, and so I was pretty disappointed with that. I mean, yeah, you may, it made the people doing it look like jackasses. I mean, and that's nice to laugh at, but no, that's
30 seconds of humor and then you move on.
Not real big on it, man.
No.
How you feel about Rage?
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, we did touch on this last week, and I did say last week, guys, do not pick up first generation stuff. It's gonna suck. It's gonna be broken. And the demo was a perfect example of that. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you guys saw the Tron-like disc throwing thing that they did.
One of the guys had no arms.
He had no arm, yeah. He's basically saying, well, guys, my side's not working, so maybe you should look at his side. Well, if it's a two-player game and one side's not working, guess who's going to win? So you're watching the one guy on the other side going, yeah, look, it's just fluid. It works great. It's amazing. And then you see the other guy going like this out in the public, but on the screen, he's just twitching. He's just twitching every which way. And he's like, well, I can't really throw anything, but let's see if I can duck or move out of the way. And you're just seeing this character just doing this all the way through. And this is their demo to show the public of this great tech that's coming out in the new year. So, yeah, did it fail? Definitely. I don't think they should have had that demo at all. If they knew that there was chances of that happening, don't show it.
Yeah.
Don't show it, because as a consumer, I want nothing to do with it. I want nothing to do with it at all. I'm going to wait. Even the Xbox One, like, even their design is better. They've got the hand controller that looks like a little wand that comes around your wrist. And it's perfectly designed for stuff like shooters. Your hand feels like you're holding a gun in your hand and you're shooting around. Or, it might be something where you have to pick something up off the ground. And it feels fluid where you are actually doing that task. But if you got to use a headset and these two wand things, I don't care how much bullshit they tell me, it's not going to feel like I'm driving a car. It's not going to feel like I'm picking up a weapon and firing in a first-person shooter. It's not going to feel like anything other than I'm holding two sticks in my hand. Mm-hmm. That's how I feel.
With PlayStation VR, I was completely ready to go ahead and buy it, because of some of the technologies that I heard about, some of the games that might have VR support for it. I was ready to go ahead and take the plunge and maybe experiment with it and see how it worked. After that tech demo, I want nothing to do with PlayStation VR. And you should have seen Twitter and Reddit just fly off the handle when that happened. I was watching it live. I was watching Reddit. I was watching Twitter. And I just saw the waterfall of chat like, what in the blue hell is this? Because PlayStation gamers wanted an experience like, okay, if you're going to give me maybe a golf game, maybe like the new PGA Tour Golf, where you're actually golfing, you can actually see the ball, hit the ball, and whatnot, that'd be an acceptable VR experience. Ace Combat is an acceptable VR experience if done correctly, because you're in a cockpit and you're flying a plane. Now, 100-foot tall robot golf, complete gimmick. Zombie taxi, whatever it's called, complete gimmick. Golem, whether that just seems like a visual demo to me, because it's supposed to be like a first-person exploration game. It's a tech demo. Eagle Flight, it's a tech demo. It just seems like VR is behind mobile at this point. Mobile games are on the rise, and VR just took a huge dump on itself. The tech demo was an absolute disaster. I almost pissed myself laughing. because of just the failure of that. I haven't seen a failure like that in so long on top of a stage like this. Now, as far as PlayStation experience goes, there was some good points and bad points, but the VR was really what killed it. That's what killed the show. And that's what was supposed to, that was supposed to be one of their biggest announcements, and it fell flat on its face.
I think one other problem is that they're, people were praising them for this with the little ball of light on the controller stick that you hold. They were praising them, saying, well, they were ahead of times because they were thinking about this way back when they made those motion controllers, that they were going to adapt it to VR. The problem with that is you've got old tech that's 6+ years old, and you're trying to adapt it to current tech. It just doesn't fit. It doesn't work properly. And if you're trying to put somebody into that virtual world, you have to take them out of the real one. And if they feel like they're still in the real one, they're not playing a virtual reality game. They're playing a game that's attached to their head, and they can see the screen really close.
Yeah. I think you're completely right. They need to make a new control method, maybe like the old Nintendo Power Glove, but of course upgraded. But because you have that textural feel, you'll have sensors on every finger and be able to move them as you wish and whatnot.
That would be perfect. That would be a perfect solution.
Yeah, I see that would be a viable solution. But then again, I don't see PlayStation taking VR seriously. So what's the point? Yeah. It's an expensive gimmick. Like I said last week, it's an expensive casual experience. And that's what PlayStation Experience just showed us. It's casual, but you're paying a non-casual hardcore gamer price for it.
It's the new Vita.
It's the new Virtual Boy. That's exactly what it is. And people are going to pick it up, play it. IGN will give it a 10 out of 10, and then we won't see it, 2 years from now. Everybody's going to drop support for it, and the people who like the VR will covet those VR titles. Other than that, it's going to be a small market. I can already see this. Just by the way it's been handled from the PlayStation Experience, and the fact that no major titles besides Ace Combat 7 have really signed on to it or are ready to show anything about it, just makes me feel like they're just not going to develop the way they should. Enough about VR. We had an entire episode about it, so we're going to get away from VR here. And we're going to talk about Mario Maker and the endless possibilities you can have in it. Now, Mario Maker's been out for a while. You guys have seen Mario Maker. You guys might have even played Mario Maker. But I just wanted to touch on Nintendo's attempt on packaging the nostalgia with Mario Maker and how effective it was, and how the creation of your own Mario levels can add something new and refreshing to the game. We'll start with Monsterous Rage because he has a Nintendo Wii U.
I do, and I play that game. For a person of my age, I played all the games back when I was a kid, so to be able to play an NES version of a level that I make myself is amazing, and that is what the appeal is for all generations. The older generations are appealed to the younger, the older stuff back in '85 to '89, and then the younger generation that started with the Wii. They still have that ability to create levels based on what they played when they were growing up. Even kids now, they get to experience the games that we played back in the day, and as an adult myself, I get to play a game that maybe a 7-year-old child created that is extremely difficult and makes me lose my mind. But that kid took the time to sit there, create this functional level, and have you play through it. The other thing that I really enjoy about it is, if you're one of those people that like to make really, really, really impossible levels, you actually have to beat your level first before you can upload it for anyone else to play. So it has to be beatable before it is uploaded. There really isn't anything bad to say about Mario Maker. If you have a Wii U, you should already have this game in your collection. It's a definite buy.
Yeah. Angry Iceberg, anything, Ed?
Not really, man. I mean, I think it's very exciting. Like, it's very accessible. Accessible.
Accessible.
I didn't say something else. Accessible. Accessible. Anyway, it's a very accessible game to a variety of ages. You can you can create an easy level for your child, or an increasing difficulty, like as most games are, or you could have that hardcore experience that some people really, really enjoy, that they'll spend hours just trying to beat your level, or whatever. And you have that creativity, and like you said, man, for those of us who grew up playing these games, I mean, it's super exciting to be able to finally create our own level and see what it takes to do level design. So, yeah, I mean, I don't really have a whole lot to add. I think you really hit it on the head.
Well, with Mario Maker, I think Nintendo was absolutely brilliant with showcasing this on the finals of the Nintendo World Championship. It was an absolute eye candy to watch. These two players going up against some of the treehouse levels that were created for them in Mario Maker. And this was before the game was even released, so we kind of got a sneak peek of what is possible within the game. And I thought it was absolutely brilliant to advertise a brand new game that's selling old game stuff. I mean, this is nostalgia. That's all they're selling, is nostalgia. But they're also selling creativity on top of it. I believe Nintendo was very smart in doing so. They marketed it well. They still continue to market it well. And I want a Wii U just to play this game, to be quite honest. Maybe that, Smash Brothers, and maybe some Mario Kart. But it looks like a blast. I have fun watching people try to struggle through levels. And I've seen YouTube videos of some of the most horrendous levels you will ever find. And I believe they hit the nail on the head. I mean, you cannot put out a more perfect Mario than this, because you can make it perfect. So I love it, and I think it's going to be something that they might be able to add on to, especially maybe making new Marios and whatnot. They might release like DLCs, like, okay, here's your brand new Mario, and then 6 months later, oh, you can also play it on Mario Maker and make your own levels for that Mario you just played and beat. I think that might be a way for them to go, or maybe Mario Maker 2 or whatnot they could do in the distant future.
Sorry, there is talk that the creators of Mario that made these levels are going to actually design levels for Mario Maker, and you could play the creators' designs. But I think the longevity of the game is the fact that they incorporate every single person that uploads a level into their quote-unquote campaign gameplay. So you'll have maybe 16 levels that you have to get through, but you have 100 lives to do it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So as soon as you go through a level, it counts down during the time. But if you find the level's too hard, you can easily grab the stylus and just swap it across the screen, and it'll just remove that level and replace it with another one that somebody's created. So you never feel like, I can never beat this game. If it gets to a point where you're just so frustrated with that level, you can just swipe it through and move on to the next one.
Okay, so they went with like a Little Big Planet 3 approach in that regards.
Yeah, I guess something like that. But the whole game is designed based on people's uploads. Every level that you play is going to be something someone created.
That I like that. That's the community taking Mario in their own hands and making it the experience that they want. Which for a gamer, there's no better prize in gaming than doing exactly what you want to do in the game that you love. So it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant.
And from a streaming standpoint, one last thing to say on that is the fact that, say one of you two had designed a level, you would come into my stream and say, hey, Monster, we've created a level and we want you to play it. You can give me that code and I can play your level right then and there. So it's just a really community based game, and I think that it has a lot of life left in it.
Oh yeah, it's been out for at least what 5 months now, at least, and it's still top 30 on Twitch at any given time.
Yeah, it's popular with a lot of people and a lot of age groups.
And it brings your community together too, because like you said, if you have like 5 or 6 people in your in your chat that have a Wii U and have the game, you can play their levels, they can play your levels, and it's this whole different kind of interaction where you're not playing a game together, but you're playing somebody's creation, which is a different kind of experience between viewer and streamer, and connects you on a different kind of a level. So I like that. That's a big plus for me. Switching from lovable Mario to badass Big Boss, we're going to go to Metal Gear Solid 5. They have a nuclear disarmament event. Now, this kind of flew under the radar for a lot of people. A lot of people didn't know exactly what it was. And basically, a nuclear disarmament event was to get rid of all the nuclear weapons before Christmas. In order to obtain nuclear weapons, you had to reach level 31, and you had to develop a nuclear weapon on your base. And the reasoning behind you doing this is to prevent lower level players from entering your base and stealing all your resources, and to start attacking higher level players that you could get more resources from. And there's people on both sides of the debate. Some people don't want to get rid of the nukes. Some people, are grouping together to go hunt down the nukes. I believe last time I checked, there's 216 left on PlayStation, and there's still like 11,000 on PC. PC gamers, get on it. But it just seems like this meta event, like a game inside of the game where you could have two opposing factions going for different objectives within the game. And I just wanted to see how your take on it. How you guys' take is on this. I can't English today.
Well, for me, I guess it's cool. It's a new mode for the game for those people that are playing it a lot. I really don't have too much to say on it, only because it's cool what they've got set up. You have, like you said, you have to be 31 for your mission. But the one thing that they did say is it's regional lock, so you don't have to disarm all nuclear devices all across the world. It's just in your regional area of space. And if you guys are wondering what that is, your server area, what you're connected to. So that's what you have to disarm her. And how do you even do that? Are you invading someone's base and taking out their nuke?
Basically, you invade their base and they have nuclear weapons like set up on the deck of the base, and you have to go up to them and disarm them. Well, there's obviously guards and drones and mines and things that you have to go through and infiltrate around in order to get to these nuclear weapons that are heavily guarded. Especially since the person has a nuke, they're a higher level player to begin with. So, and
there's going to be that one person that's not going to get rid of their bomb, and they're going to do everything in their power to keep that. That's going to happen.
Oh, yeah. And there's supposed to be a special event that happens, or something that's supposed to be unlocked when all the nukes are gone. But it has to happen before December 25th, which I very highly doubt that anybody in the world, any region, whatnot, is going to be able to complete this. Because there's always going to be that one guy. Especially for PC, dear God.
You're never going to have every person say, okay, I'm on board with that. Or a majority to say, I'm on board with that, and take out the minority group that are still actively seeking nuclear war. I don't see there being a winning point on that. There's just too much conflict. No, there won't be any one way. There won't be a way to actually achieve that. They're going to have to change their strategy.
Yeah. Iceberg?
I don't see it happening.
Honestly, I'm just going to say this, that it sounds really cool, but I have never played Metal Gear Solid 5, so it's not in my realm at all. So I'm conceding to you guys.
Okay.
But I mean, it sounds really cool.
Okay, it sounds cool. We got that. I'll quote you on it. Just
Disarm those nukes, people. Disarm the nukes.
Just a few points.
Exactly. Link in the chat said Iceberg just sitting there like la 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 la. I just played Destiny.
Like, oh, okay. Da, 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 da. Yeah, Link.
Very true. He fucking knows it. He knows.
But my camera's red again. Let me get rid of that. Okay. Now, Metal Gear Solid 5. I have a blast. Yeah, I'm man. I look like an Oompa Loompa on the stream. That's horrible. Anyway. Okay, I'm back. I'm back to regular tone. I have fun with Metal Gear Solid 5, but like I said, I kind of have ADHD with games. I like to play many different games at many different times. And any given day, I can play 4 to 5 different games. I'll play a match in Rocket League. I'll go on Metal Gear Solid and play a mission or two. I'll go on Fallout 4 and grind that out for a couple hours on stream. And then I'll go play Destiny for a little bit, maybe do a strike or something. And then I'll go play Minecraft and go build a house or something. I have severe ADHD. It's horrible for streaming. I have to stick to one game when I do stream. But other than that, I usually don't play it off stream if I'm streaming a certain game. Like Fallout 4, I don't play that off stream. Destiny, I usually don't play that off stream, but today I made an exception for Sparrow Racing League because I wanted to burn through the content like a horrible console player. And that's exactly what I did. I burned through all the content. We do have one more piece of topic to get to, and that's for the chat actually, and that's where to go for reliable gaming info. Now we do have Facebook, we have Twitter, we have Instagram, Snapchat, we have Reddit and whatnot. But where do you guys go for reliable gaming information? What's your go-to information sources? We'll go to Monsterous Rage.
Me. No. To be honest with you, for gaming, anything that comes out, I really go to Twitch. I really do. I could go and see articles that somebody's written, but my own eyes will always be my judge. So for me to jump into a broadcaster stream and see a game that I'm interested in being played, I might not be able to hold the controller and see, how the movement goes, but I can't do that if I'm watching a review anyway. So for me, it's watching other streamers on Twitch. That's where I get most of my information from. Sure, read an article or two. I don't want to really step on anybody's toes out there, but there are a few big companies out there that I would say don't go there. Don't go there and see them.
10 out of 10.
Yeah, but yeah, just whatever your source is really what fits for you, what works for you. But what works for me is this: what you guys are watching right now, streamers streaming games. That's where I get my information from.
Iceberg.
You know what? Honestly, I get a lot of my information just from Twitter. From other people just like myself who are interested in games and just listen to what people are talking about. So I have a lot of different journalist type people that I have added on Twitter, and again other people that share my interests, and that's where I get my information from. Where I used to get my information from was actually a website. Bluesnews.com. I used to go there every day because it had broken down news by PC. It was mostly PC, but they actually had a console edition, or console area where it talked about specific topics about console. And I guess what it really did was it consolidated a bunch of different websites all into one. So like all the hot topics or anything you would actually be interested in would be listed there for you. And it was just one that I found, we're talking 15 years ago probably now. And I just always went back to it. I haven't go back to it very often, but I thought it was a really good website to get information back then. If you're looking for a website, that's where I used to go. But And it's still every time I go back to it, it still looks like the exact same webpage, but it's still pumping out new content every day. But again, it's really just pulling stories from other websites. But still, it was a nice website to go to, a one-stop shop, if you were, you would. But yeah, Twitter, like Monsterous Rage said, it's all about the using your own eyes and going to Twitch, seeing streamers that you respect, go watch them play it. And usually what I'll do is if I'm interested in purchasing a game, and I haven't yet, say it came out and I'm like, I might want to go buy this game. I will just go onto Twitch, find a game, a streamer, and I'll just lurk. Yeah. I'll just watch. And so that's it.
Yeah, I do the same thing. Twitch is my number one source for games that are already out. I've been watching a lot of EVE Online because I used to play EVE Online back in the day. I'm thinking about getting into it when I get my gaming PC. So I kind of been watching some EVE Online, see if it kind of seems interesting to me once again. New releases, usually I know enough about them that when I go into a Twitch stream, I kind of want to be impressed. Not by the streamer, but by the game itself. I'll just lurk. I won't interact with anybody. I'll just sit there and watch for 10, 15, 20 minutes at a time and bounce between streams so I can get different aspects of the game. Two outside references for possible future of gaming, new releases that are coming out, new news that's coming out. There's two places that I go. One is Kotaku. I go there. Now, everything there is not 100% correct because it is, speculation sometimes. Sometimes it's, what the future will be for this game or how did this game impact this. But sometimes you can go on there and they have factual articles like they say, Fantasy Golf 8 to be released in 2 weeks and things like that. And they'll have like release dates, like solid release date announcements and whatnot. And the other one is actually a YouTube channel. It's produced by Rooster Teeth and it's called The Know. They also have The Patch, which is like a podcast segment, but The Know is more like a news information channel where you can go in and click on a link and within 5 minutes 15 facts about a game that's not even released yet. And if they are incorrect about it, like sometimes they are, they'll release another video saying, in a past video we said this is going to happen. Well, it's not. This is actually what's going on. So they'll kind of keep you updated within that news organization. And I like it, so shout out to The Know. And that's where I get most of my gaming news from. Like I said, I'm on Twitch every day, so I'll pop into a stream 15, 20 minutes and get some good perspective from that. But those are my three main sources. And just trust your own judgment when it comes to gaming news. If something seems too good to be true, it is. Perfect example, Final Fantasy VII. Too good to be true because it's episodic.
What the?
Too good to be
so
true.
Angry about that.
Yeah, you're almost like an angry iceberg.
I almost feel like an iceberg right now. Just so fucking angry.
Yes. Final Fantasy VII is all but confirmed to be episodic. Now, they didn't say how many episodes it's going to be broken into, but usually if something's episodic, it's going to be more than 2. So I'm guessing at least 4 to 5 parts for Final Fantasy VII. And I was reading an article, and one of the lines was, why sell a game once when you can sell it multiple times? And people are still going to buy it because people have been craving a Final Fantasy VII remake forever.
That's what sucks. I'm still going to buy it. I'm still going to buy it and play it. I'm going to just be angry the whole time. But I'm going to play it. I'm going to give my money.
Guess who's not going to be buying it?
Iceberg. Iceberg's not going to be buying it. I don't know. I'd have to wait for episode 1 to be released.
Just come over to my channel and watch me.
Yeah, I'll watch you play it.
The last Final Fantasy I played was Final Fantasy. That was the last one I played. That game was great. I enjoyed it back then. I played through that one a few times, but after that, it's not my game. I'm not a JRPG guy anymore.
Angry, if you need to get back into it, 13 is a
Nope.
gem.
Nope.
No, dear God, no, no,
And he has a
no,
phone
no, no, no,
and
no, no,
he's
no.
like, "Stay away from
Don't you
13."
do that, Monsterous Rage. We got people in here. All right,
But you got 13
people are
and
watching you.
14
Okay,
too.
13,
They
no,
are-
bad,
Wow.
bad dog.
It is epically terrible. Don't
Yeah, it
play
is.
it. Well, don't play it.
Yeah, stay away from 13, dear God. I would stay away from 13 like I would stay away from herpes. All right,
IGN gave it a 10 out of 10.
they gave it a 15 out of 10. Let's be honest. Okay, so we are going to be closing down the show. I'm going to start, then we'll go to Monsterous Rage, then we'll finish up with Angry Iceberg. So this has been the Loading Screen, episode number 8. I am KadexGaming, where I am Kadex, but we are gaming. Twitch stream dedicated helping you in game and in life. You can find me here weekdays or every day from 4 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time here on Twitch and here on this channel, where I will be playing Destiny, Fallout, maybe even a random game every once in a while. So come on in, stop on by, and have some fun.
All right, so I am Monsterous Rage, and I do a variety broadcast. You can find me at Twitch TV/Monsterous Rage. I'm sure it'll pop up somewhere. But yes, I'm live 6 days a week, 1 week, 7 days a week, another week. Schedule is down there below. Mornings are basically campaign games. Evenings, I just jump around for random games, mostly multiplayer. And every second Saturday, I do a 12-hour broadcast because I am nuts. But yes, any other information that you need, find it on Twitch. It's all linked to everything else. Twitter, blah, blah, blah. YouTube, blah, blah, blah. Go to the channel. Click the links. You'll find me.
All right, to finish up, Angry Iceberg.
All right, yeah, that's right. I'm Angry Iceberg. I am a daily Destiny streamer. You can find me every day on Twitch playing Destiny. Sometimes I play NHL 16, so I'm a part of a league, but other than that, mostly just Destiny. Main focus is helping other people through the raids. I like to play with my viewers, PvP, whatever. If you want to come play, just get in the chat. And when I'm looking for people to play, just pipe up, and we'll get you into the fire team if there's room available. Also, you can find me on Twitter at twitter.com/angry_iceberg. Also on Facebook at facebook.com/theangryiceberg. And also, we have a Major Rager gaming community. All this stuff also can be found on my Twitch page and the information panel, so go ahead and check all that stuff out. But today, we got a special treat for you guys. I'm going to let you guys watch Cade and Monsterous Rage get jealous as I open up my arcade block. I got it today, finally. It takes forever to get to me. So if you already got yours, good on you, I guess. But these guys get to watch me and just salivate over my arcade block swag.
I just want the t-shirt, man. Where do you think I get all my t-shirts from? Where do you think I get them all from?
Just for your information, Angry, I made you big as heck on the screen right now so we could all see it.
Okay.
Oh,
All right,
man, you
nice.
are a floating head, sir.
Oh, man, this t-shirt. I'm already loving this t-shirt. All right. So
I'm touching his beard.
Oh man, this is pretty dope. This is kind of like it almost looks like an ugly sweater, but it's an ugly Yoshi sweater.
Oh,
You
yes.
see that?
That chromophil is boss.
Angry, you are right, sir. I do hate you, and I
Yeah.
am.
Yeah. The chromophil isn't doing it any justice, but yeah, there you go. Pretty sweet shirt. Just kick it off. I'll be wearing that. Let's see. We got some other stuff in here. Let's go. That was just the beginning. Oh man, let me see. What's this? Okay, this might be the last thing I show because this is pretty dope. All right. This is an arcade block key. It's a key. I don't know. You can wear it around your neck, I guess.
You got a key.
I got a key. I don't know if this is to the arcade block like offices or what.
Kingdom Hearts 3 confirmed.
All right, what is this? A Halo 5 Guardians calendar.
Ooh,
That's a
monster.
calendar.
Hey, I really despise you now.
A little calendar going on right there. Let's see. What do we got here? Oh, a drink to the past. I'm not really exactly sure what this is exactly right now. Oh, it's the Master Cork. The Master Cork.
Wow.
It says on here, it says a drink to the past.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
That's cool. I'm gonna pull this out right now just to
That's like
check it out.
So that's
Oh,
literally
wine
a
cork.
product pun.
That's awesome.
Look at that. That's
That is
Oh,
cool.
come on now. You can't
That's
beat
crazy.
that. Ah, my
Teaching
screen.
young children
There
to
we go.
drink had a great.
I know, right? The Master Cork. A drink.
A drink to the past.
I like it. All right. So, what else we got here? We have a Angry Birds. One of these looks like one of these random collectible packages here.
Okay.
Okay. So we'll go ahead and open that up right now. Let's see what's in it. Where'd my scissors go?
Isn't that fitting that Angry Iceberg got Angry Birds?
Angry Birds. Yeah.
Maybe it's the three little icebergs.
Yeah, maybe. Let's see. Let's see what we got in here. Open up the package. Oh my God! There's. Let me see here. This is.
It's like Christmas, but not for
I
me.
don't know. It is like Christmas. I don't know. It's an Angry Bird, I guess. It's the red one.
Okay.
You can see it's something you have to put together. I'm not going to worry about too much.
Oh,
about
that's
that
the
right
space one with the mask and everything.
Now. Oh, is that? I don't know. I
Yeah.
didn't really play Angry Birds that much. I played like a couple levels. And was like, I'm gonna go back to Candy Crush. All right. So let's see. We also got some just other cards in here. New pop culture designs every 24 hours. Some advertisement for Shirt Punch. Whatever.
Basically,
Let's
it's
see.
the company they do the printing for their shirts.
Okay. I'm gonna read this thing that talks about the key exclusive mansion keys. What's the worst when your helicopter crashes and you find yourself running away from weirdo dogs and ending up in a spooky mansion. It's
Resident
a long
Evil
shot,
key.
but if it ever happens to you, this key may come in handy.
Or not
We're
Resident
giving you
Evil.
one. We're giving you one. Can't make it too easy. So there you go. That's what the key is for. In case
Wow.
you crash. Let me see.
Angry Iceberg. While you were looking down, it looked like my body was your body.
Really?
Yeah. While you were looking down,
Right now,
like,
that's
look.
awesome.
All right. So this next thing here, it's an advertisement for next month's or this coming up month's December pack, but I'm not going to worry about that. So now the last thing here. So for you guys, especially you PS4 fanboys, and I love you, but whatever.
I love you, but whatever. Nice. What happened?
There it is.
Oh, you. Mm.
A 4x5, a 4.5 inch
fucking done.
Nathan Drake Titans vinyl figurine. You want to watch me open it on stream too? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh,
I
you're
won't
gonna.
open it.
I was about to say
No.
you're gonna open that thing.
No, I'm not gonna open that thing. Anyway, there you go, Nathan Drake. Here we are.
With your big head,
Titans.
man.
So there you go, guys. There is the swag for this month. Not a bad month. I mean, I've seen better, but a pretty good month overall. It really looking like next month is going to be pretty sweet.
Sweet.
Just looking at this little advertisement, it has. Let me see. I'll just read it for you here. The December. Here comes a new Challenger arcade block. Includes an awesome item from Street Fighter V. Okay, December's arcade
Fong
block
doll.
pack is packed with awesomeness, including a vinyl figure 2-pack.
Ah, 2-pack. So maybe Ken and Ryu.
Say so. Oh wait. Okay. Also featuring incredible collectibles from The Last of Us
Ooh, that's gonna be
and
nice.
Space Invaders and more. So there you go, man. Next month could be, this month, I guess, December's could be pretty sweet if you are subscribed to the Arcade Block. And we are not sponsored by Arcade Block, but we could be.
We could be
Space
Arcade
Invaders.
Block. You want us to open
Old
up
school
packages on
Space
our
Invaders.
screens?
You want to get some?
Send us
Get some.
packages.
Old school. Get some.
All right.
Well,
I will be getting my loot crate towards the end of the month there, so no, maybe I'll open up that on a later one coming up. So
awesome.
Another
well,
podcast.
Thank you everybody for tuning in to the loading screen. This was episode 8. If you missed any portion of the loading screen, you can find it at YouTube. I will be posting it up there probably this evening or tomorrow morning. And then I will have a link for you guys. So be sure to stop by. I'll have a link for you guys if you want to check out the new episode of the loading screen. For Monsterous Rage and Angry Iceberg, I'm KadexGaming, always urging you to keep calm and game on.